Hello guys, this is Jaisal Bhatia, co-founder of Equwise. So if you are someone who wants extra source of income despite whatever job you are already doing, watch this video till the end. Okay. So now coming back to our practical life, right? So we are going into a job, we are getting salary every month, but sometimes or for most of them, that isn't enough. Okay, and promotions take a little bit more time and so on. There's a lot of problems, right? So if you are someone who needs little bit of an extra financial advantage, okay, watch this video completely. Okay, so over here we are going to talk about how do we make extra source of income safely from the stock market. Okay, so if you are a beginner, you can still watch the whole thing, and if you are someone who's already into it, you will get a better clarity, okay, a different strategy that you can do it. Okay, so now when we want to what do you call increase our financial position, okay, or make our financial state even more better, you need to get into the markets. Okay, that's nothing but like investing. Okay, now over here, we will be talking about a different strategy where we will use our funds and rotate in such a way that we make some interest out of it. Okay. So if you are someone who does not want to lend money to someone even for interest sake, okay, you can do this, of course. Okay, so over here, what we are going to do is we are going to use our money. We are going to invest it in the stock for time period. I mean, like we are going to, of course, trade. We are not going to invest it. Okay, invest, when I say invest, it's like holding a stock for more than a year. Okay, and when I say trade, it's less than a year. Okay, so we are going to do trading. Okay, which is initially. Okay, so we are going to proceed with our capital. Okay, now you need to understand certain things. Okay, now the first one is that we need our capital safe all the time. Okay, so we want a capital safe, but we also want extra money. How is that possible? It is definitely possible. I'll show you how. Now let's say you have 100 rupees. Okay, you put it in one particular place and you make 40% out of it. Okay, so 40% of 100 rupees is 40 rupees, right? But if you notice, the dependency of creating this 40% is all on one single stock, one single place. Okay. So this has to work, only then you will make this 40%. And if something goes wrong with this, let's say if that goes 10% down, 20% down, you will get a 10 rupee loss or 20 rupees loss. Right? So the dependency on is all on this, the loss also and the profit also. Okay, now let me ask you something. Let's say instead of 100 rupees putting it in one particular place, you divided it into 10 different parts. Okay, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, like that, 10 different parts. Okay, so you allocate this 10 rupees in one stock, another 10 rupees in the other one, third in another one, like that. All the 10 bits that you have divided is all on different 10 stocks. Okay. Now, hypothetically, let's say you made 40% from each of these. Okay. So 40% of 10 rupees is 4 rupees. So from first one you made 4 rupees, from second one also 4 rupees, and so on. Okay. So 4 into 10 is again 40 rupees. Right. So in the first example, you put 100 rupees, you made 40% return, that is nothing but 40 rupees. Okay. Their dependency is only on one. The risk is the whole risk is on one. Okay. In the second example, because you have divided it, you have diversified it. Okay. This activity is called as diversifying. Okay. So now once you diversified it, the risk also gets diversified into all of these 10 things. Right. So in the second example also, if you see, 4 into 10 is again 40%. Right. So in the first example, you made 40%. In second example, also you made 40%. But what is the difference between these two? The difference is the probability of risking it. Okay, in the first one, the risk is maximum. Okay, because the entire what do you call game is based on that one particular stock alone. Okay, if it doesn't work, it will put your entire capital into trouble. But in the second one, because we diversified it, the risk is also diversified. Okay. Now what happens? Even if one doesn't perform, and let's say nine performs, so nine into four is, I mean, what do you call? You will be still be making 36 rupees, right? And let's say this didn't work, this is still sitting at zero. This doesn't perform, right? So 36 you got. So it's not like you're dependent on one. You're dependent upon 10 different stocks, right? So you understood this thing. So over here, there are three categories that I'm giving you. One is safe, okay? Anyone who wants to play it very, very safe, okay? Second one, who want to play it in a normal, medium way, okay? And the third category comes for those people who can take risk. Now, with risk, I'm not talking about what do you call losing money or something. I'm talking about making the money little bit more faster than comparative to these two. So if it is very safe, the time will take in the time taking process. Okay, is going to be a little bit longer. For the normal one, it will take some time, and for the risky one, the time will run faster. Okay, so the speed of you making money will be fast over here. This is medium and this will be slow, but in all of these three you will make 40% from all of these three. Now you need to choose which one you would want to prefer, which one will suit for you. Okay, now in all of these three things you do not need to sit and monitor the market every day, not at all. Okay, so let's start from this one. Okay, so I'll tell you, let's say you have 10,000 rupees. Okay. So 10,000's 1%. Okay. That's 100 rupees. Right. Now what do you do? Just a second. Yeah. So 10,000 rupees. Now when you make it into 100 different parts, that is 100 rupees each. Okay. Now let's say we do it further. Okay, okay. If we do, then 10,000 will be a very different amount. So let's take 1 lakh for an example. Okay. So let's say you are someone who wants to save up till 1 lakh rupees. Okay. So what you can do is now 1 lakh divided by 200, because we're talking about the most safest one. Okay. So if we do that, we are getting 500 rupees per stock. Okay, so now what do we do? Let's say you got a salary or something. See, first of all, aim for 200 stocks in your holding. Okay, whatever you have learned from internet, okay, based on that, what do you do? Take 500 rupees alone and buy it, buy that stock. Okay, now keep the target as 40%. Okay, it doesn't matter if it takes 1 month, 2 month, 1 year, 2 year, whatever it is. Just forget the concept of trading and the concept of investing for time being. Okay, just proceed with 500 rupees and invest it. Okay, like that you should have a goal of having 200 stocks. Okay, now what happens? 500 into 40%, that is 200 rupees. Okay, so now what do? You take 500 rupees invested in one stock, like that 200 times you do it. So you have totally parked your money worth 1 lakh rupees. Now, if you observe, the risk that you are taking per attempt is only 0.5%. Okay, and it's not going to be like that stock in which you have parked your money, that is 500 rupees, is going to become zero, right? So there is a chance, however you would have researched and however you had bought. Okay, if it hits 40%, you made 200 out of it. Now 500 is free and it bought 200 extra. Okay, so like that, you will have to build a portfolio of 200 stocks. Now, this is the most safest way to circulate your money. Okay, if you have 1 lakh rupees, okay, you can do this straight away. Let's say you don't have 1 lakh rupees. How much do you have? How much can you bring? Now, let's say you can bring 1000 rupees. Okay, then buy two stocks in a month. Okay, don't look at the portfolio, what is happening. Okay, just keep a target of 40%. Whenever it hits 40%, you will exit. Simple. Now, you guys will be thinking, what kind of logic is this? I'll explain to you. If you try, for a bigger, what do you call thing, you will not move yourself. Okay, you will not do something differently. Okay, you will be like, no, what, 500 rupees, what am I going to get? Like 200 stocks, what am I going to get? Is this going to work? This, that, so many questions, right? Just simple, don't do anything. 500 rupees, park it, and then just try for 40%. Simple. Okay. Now let's say it took 1 year for you to hit this 40%. So that means in that 500 rupees, you have received 40% in a year, whereas bank gives you only 7, 8, or 6%. Right? So comparatively, you've done a great job. Okay. Let's say it hits in 2 years. You've still made 20% in a year. And okay, let's say if it goes and hits in, what do you call, 4 years, okay, that means you've still made 10% a year. That is still more than what bank does. Okay, so I already told you, for 4 years, that's the worst thing that can happen. In 4 years, only 40% it grows. Okay, still 10% a year, right? So now what do you need to do is, as and when the stock is hitting 40%, okay, exit it, okay, and then find a new stock and then park it there. Like that 200 stock portfolio, if you keep booking the profit here and there, here and there, here and there, that's it. You are technically growing your money without huge risk in a particular stock, right? So if you park entire 1 lakh in one, I don't even want to tell you how it would feel like, right? You yourself can understand. So that's where you need to build a portfolio with 200 different stocks, right? So this was the safest. Now let's talk about the normal one. Instead of 200, you will be doing it with 100 stocks. Okay. So again, if let's say you have 1 lakh as your target, okay, just 1000 rupees per month. Okay, even if you are ready to park 5000 rupees, okay, you will get five different stocks. Okay, 5000, you keep doing it, in 20 months, you will be reaching 1 lakh rupees of portfolio. In that also, you will continuously keep making 40% here and there. Right. Let's say in the Jan month you had parked 5000 rupees. So you bought five different stocks. Okay. Some worked, some didn't work. So in the Feb month you can little bit tweak it and buy different quality stocks. Okay. So like that, over the period of 20 months, you would become far, far more intelligent than before. Not just that, you will be making 40% out of every stock. Mostly if you have played it well. Now, talking about the third category. Okay, now this is where you will be making money much more faster compared to these two. Okay, so in these two, you can do it by yourself. In this one, you need a professional person. Okay, now the professional person, someone like us. Okay, who's already, who's into the SEBI registration and who's done everything. Okay, who have decades worth of experience, who's been into market for a long time, and also who's been proving year on year, right? So if you want to go for the third category, that is risky, I'm talking about the speed at which the money is made. Risky, why risky? Because over here you would have parked 200, here 100, but here the count is very, very less, around maybe 24 to 36, somewhere around that much. Okay. Now over here, because the diversification is far less, the amount that you will be investing in one stock will be relatively high. Okay. So let's say if you have parked 500 rupees, the ups and downs will be as per that 500 rupees only. But if you have parked 5000 rupees, the ups and downs in the stock will be as per that 5,000 rupees. Okay, the speed is soon, but the risky, what do I mean is, it will be a bit difficult for you to hold. Okay, so if you are someone who can afford the risky part, you need an analyst, you need someone who has done who's been performing for so long, right? So someone like us. So if you're interested, you can just check the description, it will take you to the page. Okay, there you can have a check. Okay, so over here the diversification is, as I said, is 24 to 36. Okay, so let's say if it is a 1 lakh portfolio, okay, if we take an example of 24 stocks, so you'll be putting close to around 4,100 rupees per stock. Okay, now if you just try to make 40% out, you will be over 1,600 something within one target hit. Okay, and in the safest, it's going to be only 200. Over here, it's going to be 400. Over here, it's going to be 4 times faster than this one and 8 times faster than this one. So we'll be closing somewhere around 1,600 and above, right? So this is the thing. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. Take the target of 40% and keep rotating your capital. Okay, so that's it, guys. The links are in the description. You can definitely have a check. You can even reach out to us if you need. Okay. See you in the next video. Bye bye.